stages they're on.
Well, together we are going to work on saving this mower. As you can see, it is pretty rough. It's missing the vanity cover. The wheel adjuster is broken off on this front left. It's got a screw in there to keep it in place. That one over there looks like it's working. The brake cable, engine brake cable, is rusted, and there's always a hint when you start seeing the duct tape and the hose clamps, because what happens, these cables get rusted and then people force this down and it'll pop that off because of the pressure. And you can't, I mean, it's tight, so nobody wants to have to deal with that, so I'm gonna take that off. The mower is obviously filthy. He said it starts and quits. It's got the wrong spark plug in there. Let's go around the other side. And by the way, this is going to be, turn that radio off. This is going to be Ursula. So Ursula has a flopping around mulch plate cover, which I'll have to figure that out, replace the spring, or sometimes I just custom these and put my own discharge chute from other mowers that I wasn't able to save. Clearly someone has gone into this carburetor and put weird screws in it. That one right there is obviously wrong. There's a flathead screw. That's been kind of bent out of shape. The spring that is on here is super tight, so that is the wrong spring. This little spring right here is so critical to the way these mowers run, and it's got to be the right one. It's very, very, very weak, and I've got to really force that over. See how it clips that? Boom! This thing should just gently go back into place, because what happens is the thermostat over here gets warm and it starts to push this arm out of the way, and it's not going to have the strength to do that. May be broken from trying to do it, because this is the wrong spring. So I've got to get the right spring on there. The throttle spring or governor spring has obviously been messed with a little bit, but I think, let's see, it doesn't feel like it's too bad, so that may be all right, but it seems tight as well. So there's lots to do on this mower to get it running right, and then this is always fun to look at. So let's take a look underneath Ursula. I'm going to tilt her back. Fortunately, she's one of the ones that stays balanced when you take her back. And you guys may notice a problem here. And the problem is that mower blade is bent and it is on upside down. I mentioned that to the owner just so he would know, maybe with his future mowers, that not to put his blade on upside down. But I understand so well why people do this, because the edges of the blade are curved up, and so you look at it and you think, oh yeah, that's the edge of that blade's going to kind of curl up around this adapter and hang on to that, and then it's you know, that's what helps stabilize it. But that is not it. The curve of this blade needs to go down. Another hint is that's the lift portion. And as you guys all know, the blade's going to turn this way and kick the grass out that chute. And that's the lift part, not the cut part. The cut part is on the back, so it's never hitting the grass. This is hitting the grass, the dull part. So that's got to come off. And let me get a new blade just to show you better what I'm talking about, or at least grab one that I can illustrate with. So here's here's a brand new bow tie top blade, which is what's going to go on this. And you see how that edge curves? It curves down. And people look at the adapter and they look at this blade and they think, oh yeah, it's going to help stay on if I put the curved portion up. But that is wrong, because I think the reason that's there is it helps create lift, and probably helps lift the grass up. But you see, there's your cutting edge, and the curve of the blade there is down, and so you want this down. And he's got his blade installed like that with the curved edge up, and that is a mistake. So just a little bit about blades. Let me see what else is going on with this machine. That looks a little bent and bunged up. I'm not sure why. Looks like a squirrel chewed the edge off of that dipstick. So let's get her flat again, because you've seen the blade. And that blade's going to have to come off because it's bent. He's hit something so hard with it, the flywheel key may be sheared, so we'll be checking that too. It did come with a bag, and what I'll probably do here is just replace that whole unit, the wheel adjustment. And I remember testing these, and I think they were all frozen, so I'll be taking these apart and lubricating them. So this is what we're going to be attempting, and so let's get started. Let me set the phone down, and we're going to figure out what we need to do first. And I think in order to test this mower, one of the things I've got to do is get this cable off of here, and to make that easy, to make this easy to get off. It's harder to get this cable, pop it off out of here, and you guys probably know how to do that. You get a pair of needle nose pliers or some kind of blunt pliers, and squeeze these little ears and then pop it out. It's a lot easier to do that if that spring is off. I'm going to get that spring off by using my handy dandy tool. I'm going to grab the end of the spring with this tool and pull it towards me and lift up. And get that spring off. So the spring is off, and this is how that works. Just grab there and pull. Let me set that down. And so now I can check this, and I'm going to look and see if this moves. If it moves, well, it's hard to see. Let me get my little flashlight. If that area moves when the kill switch is engaged, it doesn't look like it's moving, so I'll probably have to bend that up. But let me go ahead and get this cable off. We know this cable is bad. It'll be easier to get this off with that spring off, so squeeze that. Got this thing taped on here, so I can't get a good angle with it, so let me cut that. Handy pocket knife. Cut that, and now this will lift up, and that'll come out. Let me get this all off of here. I hope you guys enjoy watching these videos. They're not fast-paced, they're slow-paced, so we can talk about things, talk about why I do and what I do, and hopefully teach you guys something, and maybe with your comments back to me, I'll learn something from you. So I'm getting this off, cutting this duct tape off of here. Got 3 layers of it up here. Now the top layer is up here. That's one of my fun things to do. One day if they want to cut the hell out of myself live on camera, won't that be awesome? Hopefully this is not the day for that. Okay, this is duct tape. I think the other was electrical tape, so it came off a little easier. This is Gorilla tape. That stuff is really hard to get off. Come on. Let me get some pliers I can pull on that with. There we go. Alright, so we got some really strong duct tape or Gorilla tape. Get that off of here, pop this off. And I got this rusted cord off. If these ends or part of this is okay, then I might save part of this kill switch cord, but it all looks pretty rusty. But I am going to save that end because I end up making custom kill switches out of these ends. Let me get something to cut that with. I use these to cut cable with. Yeah, it doesn't want to move. That's pretty rusty. All right, there's one. Let's see if this end comes out at all. Yeah. This is why it is never going to work. You can see how rusty that is. Rusty and wet, and that's what happens. Don't leave them out in the rain, people. So I'm going to go down to where it starts getting bad, and I'll save what's above that in case I ever need a cable end. I've got one. And this goes in the trash because it is rusty. And be careful with these cables, guys. You don't want them to spring back and put your eye out and cause some kind of damage to you. All right, so we got that off. Oh, it is moving. Okay, that's good. That means the kill switches should work. So that's all we're going to do for now. Oh, I see mongrel screws in there on the gas tank too. So lots of weird stuff has been done to this mower. Let me show you that. See that? That's been stripped out and ripped out. Missing the screw there, missing the screw there. So there's one screw holding this on. Let me see if the tank bolt is in or not. Yeah, it's missing the tank bolt as well. So yeah, lots of amateur stuff has been done to this thing. All right, so we're working on Ursula. That's episode 1. We've done a couple of things, and come back for episode 2. Thanks, guys, and please comment.